All right, guys. It's story time. So let me pull up some images real quick. All right. So the other day I watched this documentary about Dave Stevens called "Drawn to Perfection." If you haven't seen it yet, it's available on Amazon. It's included with the Amazon Prime subscription service, and it's amazing. It mainly talks about his career in and out of comics and what he did with the Rocketeer mainly, and it kind of starts talking about deadlines and a lot of the things I've been watching lately. The Mark Millar Miller Time YouTube channel, the Ink Pulp guys, their channel, it keeps going back to deadlines, and like Eric Canetti, he's on the Ink Pulp channel, and he's been working in the game industry for years. He is kind of doing his own thing with Arc Athena now, but other than that, he as as long as I've read comics, Eric Canetti's been a popular and prolific artist. Everyone I grew up around, all the aspiring artists and everything, they always called him an artist, or a prolific artist, things of that nature. And he hasn't really been in comics since. And it makes me wonder if it's because of deadlines. And then in the Mark Millar interview with Travis Charest, Travis kind of says some self deprecating things about never having a reputation, or starting out with a reputation of not being a deadline guy. And he left or left Wildstorm Comics when Jim Lee sold Wildstorm to DC, and he kind of already realized that the writing was on the wall as far as his lateness and everything. He wasn't going to be put on any good titles. So I think before Mark Millar came out with the Ambassadors, the last thing that we saw as far as Travis Charest sequentials was Weapons of the Metabaron. And it kind of got me thinking back to the Dave Stevens documentary, and just about deadlines, and like we keep losing these amazing artists because the comic book industry literally pushes them out because they would rather have those 2 page a day guys or whoever that can meet deadlines. And it kind of makes you think about crowdfunding, and that is the next evolution of comics. Um, Crowdfunding, you can kind of manage your own time. You're not employed by a publisher, so you can kind of manage your own schedule and do the hopefully the best work of your career. Um, but then so it's just a couple of things that I've been thinking about, like, while I just kind of sit here and noodle around, try to get inspired by other people. Um, but then I was thinking about it, and I found this tweet. Mark Millar. This was a response to at the Yellow Flash guy. I didn't even really read the thread. Just wanted to find this so I could show it. It says, "Don't worry, I'm going to write a big Superman project next year for the world's greatest artist, and you'll sleep sweetly in your bed again. All will be well." And I kind of have my own little conspiracy theory that this was about hiring Travis Charest, because in the Miller Time interview that I've watched way too many times, they talk about working on a Superman book down the line in the next year or two. So it just kind of got me thinking, like, so a lot of us think that crowdfunding's the next thing, but maybe Mark Millar, like someone that's got the clout, he can actually bring back some of the most talented guys, or else find other guys that are just as talented that aren't in the industry yet. But with the Ambassadors, he's brought Frank Quitely back, who definitely wasn't known to be a deadline guy. If you watch his interview, he was actually Mark Millar had him see a hypnotherapist to kind of move on from his creative blocks, which is just incredible to think about. That's another thing. If you go on my Twitter page, every time I see a pro struggling with imposter syndrome or something of that sort, I always share it because it blows my mind that people of like the highest caliber can have those problems that us muggles do. But I'm working out this guy in the foreground, and I got to get back to it. Just wanted to upload a video today, and that was kind of what I'd been thinking about for the last hour or so. But yeah, look, drew every strand. Look at that. Pretty stuff. Sleight of hand. Look for the mailing list hopefully next week, and thanks for hanging out, guys. Bye.